Hey sweet friends, and welcome back to my channel. This video is cram-packed full of Halloween decor inspiration and DIYs that you can make very inexpensive on a budget and going to really dress up your space using Dollar Tree items. So some really fun Dollar Tree DIYs that I know you're going to love. Please hit that thumbs up button and let's go ahead and get on into it. I was absolutely blown away when I saw these taper candles. They have a 2-pack of these twisted ones that come in multiple colors. I feel like the orange ones are perfect for Halloween. They have the darker red that would be perfect for like Thanksgiving. Also this dark teal color, and they just look really high end. I'm used to just finding the like already scratched up completely white taper candles, so I felt like these were going to be the perfect pop of color. Also at Dollar Tree I found these adorable little witch taper candle holders, and these are perfect. No DIY even required. You can just put whichever set that you like the best down inside these candle holders. A very useful hack though, if they don't want to stand up straight or they're kind of flimsy in there, you can just take a lighter and kind of melt the bottom of it. I let it drip into the little taper candle holder, and then it's going to act as a glue. Whenever it cools off, it's going to be nice and sturdy and stand up really straight. I'm just decorating with these. I'm not really going to be burning them, but they would look gorgeous as a centerpiece or on a side table. Another really fun hack is to grab some LED pillar candles. These are great to keep on hand. I always have extra ones whenever I think of a fun idea, but this is a great way to make the famous bleeding candles. You see these everywhere, the easiest DIY, but a lot of times I'm seeing people like mix up something in a separate container. The easiest way that you can do this, just be super careful, is by lighting the color candle that you want to drip down the sides. In this case, I'm using a red one, and just carefully going around the edges, making sure the flame is directed away from me, and making sure that I'm super careful, but letting it drip down the sides. I am just taking my time and letting this stack up, so it's going to be really thick. This is a little bit of a lighter red than I would like, but it still works really well. I didn't like the effect whenever I turned the candle a little bit sideways, so I just put it back down and just took my time and went around this several times until I got the look that I was going for. So walking on into the door, Dollar Tree has tons of Halloween solar lights. These little ghosts caught my eye. I thought they were absolutely adorable. So I picked up 3 of them, and I wanted to make like a cute little arrangement I could set outside. I could see multiple of these like setting up an outdoor set of stairs or just out on the patio, maybe a side table, but it's really going to add some extra light but also look really cute during the day. So I picked up 3 of these ghosts and I removed the tags. I do have just an older flower bucket that was left over from my spring decor from Dollar Tree. I went ahead and spray painted that black. Some of the words are showing through, but I think it gives it a really cool like creepy effect. You can't read them very well through there. I stuck down in a little bit of styrofoam, put the ghost down inside, and then added some rocks. I wanted the ghost in the back to be a little bit taller, so I added the stake that it came with, and then the smaller ones I just pushed them down in the front. You could use the same design to use any of the solar lights that they have out right now. The orange pumpkins would look really cute, but this is also a fun way to kind of like light up your porch area for trick-or-treat night. Okay, so these are one of my favorite pieces out right now. These are huge for $1.25. So many things you can do with them. I love the pumpkin. Now my Dollar Tree didn't have a lot of the pumpkin left, so I'm not stacking this up or making it more thick or anything. You can do that if they have multiple pieces, but I'm just using what I have. I go ahead and fill in that little hole at the top where they had the tag hanging out and a little hanger, fill that in with some wood putty, and then painting this with some of my orange colored chalk paint. So I am using some of the dark brown truffle color to paint the little stem, and then I'm also using one of these little wood pieces from the Dollar Tree that is going to act as a stand. So I'm using the same color, so it's all going to coordinate together. This will also kind of blend in and not show up a lot, so you could paint it whatever color that you would like. I added a few leaves to the top, made a little raffia bow, and then got this to stand up using some tower blocks that I just kept stacking up behind it. I did as many as I could without them like showing through his mouth. Feel free to use wood glue or something a little bit more strong, because whenever the hot glue does heat up, it does want to get a little bit stringy, and sometimes I've had pieces fall apart, so use stronger glue if you can. And then I hid the seam with a little bit of moss. Okay, so this seriously is a 5-minute craft or DIY. It takes no time at all. I loved this metal boo sign with the 3 little ghosts. I have 3 kids, so I kind of thought it fit our little family perfect. And this is a yard stake, and I thought it would look better hanging on the door. So I just feel like it would like last better there. We like get high winds where I live, and nothing really lasts in the yard very long. So I thought this was a great opportunity to use it as a door hanger. Door hangers can be super pricey, so this makes it really budget friendly and just super easy to do. I just glued a piece of rope behind it on both sides, like I just kind of eyeballed it, getting it even, and then cut away the excess and then added a bow and hung this on the door, and I absolutely love it. If you were worried about it scratching or any clanging sounds, you can like hot glue felt behind it, or even use a little command sticker or tacky piece to hold this down in place. But I haven't noticed anything bothering me at all so far. I've just hung it up there and it looks absolutely gorgeous. I went with like a purple coordinating bow and just kind of looped it over several times, tied it in place and fluffed it up and put it over the bee, and I feel like it kind of evens it out a little bit more rather than all of the weight being on the right hand side with all of the ghosts. This was super simple to put together. You don't have to be a DIY expert, but it looks really cute and like you tried really hard on your door hanger. In the Dollar Tree Halloween section, they have a Halloween tree as well as some ornaments. I'm grabbing some of these mini little ornaments to put in some vases. I like these tall hurricane lantern vases, and just filling them in with whatever that you would like just for extra decor purposes. You don't even have to overthink this. There's no DIY here. We are just mixing these in this vase and styling them. I kind of layered them different colors and mixed them together, and this is so easy to change out for each season. Now whenever it gets closer to Christmas, I'll be able to just pour these into a large Ziploc bag and save them for next year, and then fill these up with some pretty like shimmery silver ornaments, and just kind of the same idea but for different seasons. Just to give it a little extra detail, I did hot glue on a little ribbon around the bottom and then displayed these with some more Halloween decor, but an easy way to get those Halloween colors in your home without having to do like a big complicated DIY. These leather pumpkins caught my eye. I picked up extra ones, so I actually wanted to get to use them a little bit longer into the Halloween season rather than just like fall decor. So using some Dollar Tree vinyl, I just cut out a little face. You can see that I have no like technique here. I'm just cutting out some triangles and a little mouth and applying them to the leather pumpkins. These stick to the faux leather so much more than they would if I was using any of the cloth pumpkins. That's why I went with the leather ones, but just giving it a fun little face and stacking them together. I kind of did a combination of like not too spooky faces but cute faces, and then more of the traditional jack-o'-lantern face, and applied these with the little stickers. You could cut this out on your Cricut if you want to. I'm just bypassing it and making this as simple as possible, but I feel like they look really cute for like little effort at all. Back over here picking up some more of these large pieces, but this time I am going for the ghost. Now I haven't used these this year, and this is what I was talking about earlier, like putting some together to make it more thick. I love doing this because as big as these are, they are a little bit flimsy. They tend to crack in half if they have any pressure put on them. So I love to go ahead and stack them up to make them really sturdy. I go ahead and just use hot glue, but you can use wood glue. I keep saying that, but these are outdoor projects, so I just want you to not waste your time and these fall apart. But I'm going ahead and gluing these together, getting all three of them lined up. But the real trick here is to use some wood filler to fill in the cracks along the edges. You can see there are some gaps where these are just glued together. So to make this look like one solid piece, I'm using some wood filler or wood putty to go in and just cover all of that up. So I don't worry about getting it perfect. I just really get it in the grooves and put on there, and then I'll sand it down whenever it dries. You don't want to forget to put the little putty inside of his eyes and mouth too, because that's really going to show up. I let this dry, sand it down nice and flat, and then going over with some white chalk paint to cover up everything. I love how chalk paint is really thick and it tends to cover all the imperfections more than just normal acrylic paint. Plus it dries faster and I feel like it goes a lot further. But I used to use like acrylic all the time, so either way. And then I paint the inside of his little face, and then we're going to dress him up. So you can use like burlap fabric for this, but I have this wide ribbon that I've not used before, so I thought this would already be like nice and tight woven and work really well, but I wanted to create a cute little bunting for him to hold that said boo. So I used to make ghosts like this all the time and sell them at craft shows, but I actually cut the ghost out of real wood, so this is fun to like cheat in quotations and pick up like a Dollar Tree ghost that's already pre-cut. I just get to decorate it really cute. But for this I cut out the little triangles, and then I left enough space at the top that I could glue it over and sandwich in between the twine, so it's going to hold them all up. I do use the first one as a template to cut the other ones, and then I'm using a paint marker to write boo on there, and I kind of have to go over it a couple of times, but in the past I have just like written it with the paint marker and then go over it with some normal like paint and a paintbrush. But this just is super easy just to keep going over it. I'm not going to be like mass producing these, I'm just making this one right now, so this was super easy. You also could use like stickers as little templates if you don't want to freehand this. I did have to glue it on his little hands, so I did want to cover up those glue dots, so I decided to make some twine bows. And then because I don't want him to be really washed out, I wanted to add something extra to the edges so it really showed up whenever this is setting on the porch. So I add some little dots and squiggly lines, and I feel like this just really outlines it and makes it pop. This is going to be so adorable just sitting out on the porch as a little door greeter, but perfect for this Halloween. Okay, next up we are making the cutest little Halloween tray. You can also use this as a riser to put candles on. I'm using 2 large wooden circles. You can pick these up at Dollar Tree or just any local craft store, but I go ahead and start by painting a couple of these with black spray paint, getting a really good coverage on these, and then it's time to add in some of these beads. Now I did order these beads online, but you can use anything that you have on hand or even paint some from the Dollar Tree Plus section because they are always putting out different styles of beads. And then for this I am just taking my time and going to hot glue each of these beads around the edges, going one by one in like a pattern, all of these fun Halloween colors are really going to pop in between these two black circles and really just scream Halloween. I love decorating for fall in September, but then by the 1st of October, I am putting out all of the witch Halloween decor, and it's just one of my favorites. I usually go for just like fun Halloween colors and like cutesy Halloween decor, not really anything super scary, but it's still fun to make projects like this that I can hold like all of my cute things on in one little space. Here is how it turned out. Really, really cute, adds that pop of fun color and just a way to add extra decor. Okay, so here's another fun frame. It says "This is us." I didn't even notice that whenever I was making these, that so many things said that, but this was around $2.50 and I wanted to make it over. I removed the little photo holder at the top, and then I recommend painting the design because you can see through it. So I do that off camera because I didn't like being able to see the floral design through it, but Mod Podging the fabric down, and then I'm going to be making something fun to add to the edges. I forgot to mention, but this fabric also come from Dollar Tree. They really had it going on this year with their little like pieces of fabric, so I definitely stocked up whenever I found it. And for whatever reason, this bright lime colored green in the pattern just reminded me of like caramel apples, so I thought it would be fun to make some to add to the edges. I have these little wooden circles. I think they came from like a random craft pack, but any round wooden circle would work, and I wanted to paint them like the fabric, so I honestly dug in my paint selection and I couldn't find any lime green paint, so I did do red apples and then mixed up my own like custom caramel color to paint to make it look like an actual caramel apple. So painted these on the bottom, and then I'll be making some sticks and bows to add to these as well. For the sticks, I just cut up a Dollar Tree little dowel rod and added that right on top. I think that I got the caramel a little bit too tall on one of the apples, so I do take a little bit of red paint in a minute and fix that up, but attach these to both sides. I do take my truffle color brown paint, add a few little sprinkles to the bottom, but in more of like a neutral color because this does have a lot of bright colors going on, and then added a little clothespin to the top, and then added the caramel apple recipe. So loved how this turned out. I think it's super cute. I'm definitely going to leave this recipe in there all the time, but love that it's on display.
Thank you all so much for checking out today's video. Let me know in the comments down below what you're going to be working on this Halloween season, and I'll see you in the next video. Happy crafting! Bye!